Discovery of a lifetime. Student uncovers. Ancient living fossil. Beneath a rock, a newly identified velvet worm species is the first ever recorded in South Africa's arid Little Karoo, an astonishing find that sheds light on both evolutionary history and ancient climates. In March 2022, Rohan Barnard, a student from Stellenbosch University, was exploring a farm in the Swartberg Mountains between Calitzdorp and Oudtshoorn. On a routine search for ants, reptiles, and other small creatures beneath rocks and leaf litter, he made an extraordinary discovery. Buried in damp sand near a small river, he uncovered a slate-black velvet worm, an animal so rare it immediately caught his attention. Realizing its significance, Rohan photographed the specimen and uploaded it to the biodiversity platform iNaturalist. I already had some knowledge of Cape velvet worms, having found one on Table Mountain back in 2019, while helping my brother with a zoology assignment, says Rohan, now in his third year studying conservation ecology and entomology. My interest in ants got me involved, and I've been fascinated by invertebrates ever since. A creature from the Cambrian. Velvet worms, or onychophorans, are ancient invertebrates whose origins stretch back more than 500 million years to the Cambrian period. With soft, segmented bodies and unjointed legs, they have remained remarkably unchanged, earning them the title of living fossils. What Rohan didn't realize at the time was that he had discovered an entirely new species, later named Peripatopsis barnardi, or more informally, Rohan's velvet worm. A glimpse into prehistoric climates. The discovery marks the first velvet worm ever recorded in the Little Karoo, a region not previously known to support them. This suggests that the area was once more humid and forested than it is today. Over millennia, as the climate grew drier, isolated populations of these worms evolved into distinct species. According to Professor Saville Daniels, an evolutionary biologist at Stellenbosch University and a leading authority on velvet worms, the survival of such an ancient lineage in this environment is nothing short of remarkable. After spotting the specimen on iNaturalist, he visited the area in July 2022 and collected a paratype and 9 additional specimens for study. The findings, published in the journal Ecology and Evolution, include the announcement of 7 newly identified velvet worm species. These include P. barnardi, along with species named for their locations, P. fernklufi, P. jonkershoeki, P. kogelbergi, P. landroscopii, P. limietbergi, and P. palmeri, shaped by time and terrain. Daoi. Velvet worms in South Africa are mostly restricted to remnants of prehistoric Afro-temperate forest, which now survive in the deep valleys of the Cape Fold Mountains, explains Professor Daniels. These forest patches date back to the early Miocene, between 23 and 15 million years ago, when the region was temperate and subtropical. Significant climate shifts during the late Miocene, including reduced rainfall due to the emergence of the Proto-Benguela Current and 2 major tectonic uplifts, fragmented these habitats. This geographic isolation drove the evolution of many habitat-specific species, like velvet worms. Using cutting-edge mitochondrial and nuclear DNA sequencing, along with morphological analysis and scanning electron microscopy, SEM, Daniels and his team found that P. barnardi diverged from its closest known ancestor around 15.2 million years ago. Another new species, P. sederbergiensis from the Sederberg Mountains, split off roughly 12.5 million years ago. The power of citizen science. Daniels emphasizes the critical role of citizen science in biodiversity research. Thanks to data shared by citizen scientists, we were able to identify these new species. We now suspect that nearly every mountain peak in the Cape Fold region harbors its own endemic velvet worm. This means many more undiscovered species likely exist. But with discovery comes responsibility. These ancient forest fragments must be conserved to prevent the extinction of species we have only just begun to understand. An unforgettable honor. For Rohan Barnard, having a species named after him is both humbling and surreal. It feels like I found a missing link we didn't even know existed, he says. It gives me hope. There's still so much out there waiting to be discovered. But it also makes me worried. We're losing species faster than we're discovering them. What if we lose more creatures like this before we even know they exist?